everyone. Welcome back to ErikaBuilds and another Sims 4 speed build. Today I have something brand new for the channel. It's my first apartment build. I have done a few small apartments before for the gallery, but never a project as big as this one. So I'm really going all in for my first apartment speed build, and hopefully you guys will think it turned out okay. This was definitely challenging and definitely out of my comfort zone. I think it took about 5 hours today to do the whole project, which is quite a long time considering I didn't have to build the exterior. So it was a big project. But as you can see, we are here in San Myshuno in the Uptown area, and this apartment is 888 Spire Apartments. And it's a big apartment. It has 3 levels and these huge, really tall ceilings. So I was intimidated. I'm not gonna lie. It was kind of scary. But it was fun, and hopefully you guys will think it turned out cute. But this is an apartment, not a penthouse, so that means it does have a weekly rent if you choose to live here. Now, when I upload this to the gallery, I have to do it in pieces because the way the gallery works, you're not allowed to upload apartments. So basically what you have to do is you have to upload them as individual rooms. So you'll have to kind of take all the pieces and put them together in order to recreate this apartment in your game if you would like to do so. But in the original version of this apartment, there are 2 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. And in my version, it ended up with 2 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms because I have a bathroom here on this main level. There's a bathroom downstairs on the bottom level, and then there's 2 bathrooms upstairs on the top level where the 2 bedrooms are. But as you can see, I started here with the kitchen, and these cabinets are from Spa Day, which I always tend to use anytime I do a modern build. And I don't do a lot of modern builds. I do some, but it's definitely not my strongest, type of build to do. So it's a little bit, I guess it takes a little bit more time just because when I'm building with something like a country style or a rustic style, everything's so automatic that when I have to stop and think along the way as I'm doing like kitchens and bedrooms and stuff, it does take quite a bit of extra time. But I really just tried to stick to the packs that I knew would be the best for this kind of modern look. So there's a lot of Spa Day, like I said, with the kitchen cabinets. There's a lot of Get Famous and a lot of vintage glamour stuff. So you really would have to have those 3 packs if you're interested in using this apartment. But as you can see, I've moved here to this little dining area, and this is the table and chairs that we got with Lunar New Year. So it's base game. The chandelier above the table is from Get Famous. And I really just think this is kind of the ideal place to have the dining area because it's completely surrounded by windows on all sides. And I mean, that is just the most amazing view for mealtime. And it's right by the kitchen, so that worked out nice. And here on this main floor, as you can see right there, that is the entrance where you come in from the elevator. So as you come in, there's like a little table there where I toss some mail, and then the kitchen and the dining room, and then there's a bathroom just around the corner. So not a lot on this main level. Oh, and there's a like a terrace on this level as well. And I stuck with mostly all black and white and gray. Typically that's what I always think of when I'm doing modern. So, and a lot of the modern decor that we have in the catalog is in those colors. So that's usually, I think, what I typically do. This light that you see, okay, so I don't know what you guys will think of this, but I decided to do this sort of 3-story atrium right through the middle of the apartment. And I used these spiral chandeliers from Spa Day and had them continue from the 3rd floor all the way down to the bottom floor in one continuous spiral. Totally extra, just way over the top. But I don't know, I think it kind of turned out cool. And I like how that's all open all the way from the bottom floor up to the top floor. And so I'm doing a lot of things in this apartment that are over the top, really extravagant, things that I don't do in my normal, homes that I build, and using a lot of materials and decor items that I don't typically use either. So lots of new stuff. This terrace is being done in perfect patio stuff. The only thing I don't like is this kind of concrete block wallpaper, but you can't change it on 3 of the sides, only on 1 of the sides, so I feel like it has to pretty much stay this pattern. I'm not crazy about it because it's just a really boring sort of gray color, and it's kind of sterile, and I don't know, it's not very pretty. So this terrace is a little bit blah, I think, just because of the walls, but I tried to spice it up a little bit with the furniture, and I added some candles and a grill and made it sort of a nice little place just to sit outside. And then here in between the kitchen and dining room, I'm just kind of calling this the entryway, even though it's all open. And I wanted to put some kind of focal piece, art piece. And so I picked this statue. It's kind of like a twisting, glowing metal sculpture. And I thought that was kind of a nice little detail to see as you first walk in through the foyer. And then just around the corner here, there is a bathroom. I decided to use these glass doors from Spa Day for all the bathrooms, and realistically, glass doors in a bathroom are probably not that great, but in The Sims, who cares? It doesn't matter. They don't need their privacy, right? Well, I did add a little half wall there by the toilet, so they do have a little bit of privacy, but for the most part, it's pretty see-through between the entryway and the bathroom through that glass door. But I kind of purposely tried to do things that were a little bit showy and, I don't know, out of my usual. Oh, notice how those cabinets are really super high. The reason they're like that is because I was gonna do double cabinets where I did actually 2 rows of uppers above the counters, but then I changed my mind and ended up lowering them down because, I don't know, I just couldn't decide if I liked the double upper cabinets or not. And so here in a little bit, I'll move those down because it definitely looks weird spaced that high. But for this kitchen, I kept it super minimalistic. There is barely any decor. I just put out like a coffee maker, some knives, a thing of soap, I think maybe some spices, and that's about it. Because I kind of imagined the person that would live. Okay, so I came up with this whole story of who lives here. So I had in my mind that this person is like a rock star. And that really helped me as I was doing the decor, especially in the bedrooms, because I needed some sort of theme to work from. So I decided this was a rock star. And so in my mind, I was thinking, okay, this person probably doesn't even use their kitchen except for just making a cup of coffee. So that was kind of my explanation as to why the kitchen didn't have very much clutter. I think the kitchen is more for looks than for cooking. And then down here on the bottom level, I decided to make this kind of the entertaining area. So there's a huge big screen TV that is from Movie Night Out Stuff Pack. And I put some couches down here and a fireplace, and there's like a little bar area where you can have cocktails. And I sort of imagined that this would be used mostly for entertaining. You know, figure if you're a rock star, you're probably having people over all the time to, you know, hobnob with the rich and famous. So I just imagine that they would sit down here and maybe have some drinks or maybe have a movie or something. So it's very, very open, very huge. This apartment is gigantic, and these walls are so tall. I felt so strange because I never work with walls at this height, so I felt so strange putting the furniture in. The furniture felt so tiny down in this huge room. So I ended up putting some extra couches and extra furniture to try to fill in all of this dead space, because I knew there weren't going to be any kids here. And so, because a lot of times when I have a big house, like that's really huge, like if I'm working with like a 50 by 50 or 64 by 64, I can take up tons of space with like all the kids stuff and the playground equipment and all their doll houses and toy boxes. And it's a really good way to take up a lot of space. But when you're dealing with this sort of like ultra modern rock star apartment, what are you gonna put in it? You know, it's like, I don't know. So I just kept adding things. I put a stereo down here and another sculpture, a couple of vases, and then I kind of made some like little seating areas around various places in the apartment. So right here by this window, I put a little seating area, and sort of imagine that kind of these little tucked away corners where if you were having a party and you're, you know, there's a whole bunch of people over, maybe it's like kind of like a little quiet corner where people can sit and chat. I don't know. I had to get pretty creative to use up this much space. And if you noticed, I put those glowing sort of like black and white lattice strips in between the windows. Those are from Dine Out, and I thought that kind of jazzed up the window frames a little bit in that room, so I added those. And then just on the other side of this living room is the home gym. Now, I imagined if you are a rock star, you probably do a lot of working out because you've got to have that perfect body, right, to like be a superstar. So pretty much everything in here they'll need. There's a treadmill and a weights set and a punching bag, a yoga mat, a meditation stool. There's that little music, that wall mounted stereo from Spa Day I put in here as well. So it's a fully equipped home gym that they can use to keep that, you know, perfect physique. These windows are huge and we don't really have a lot of choices when it comes to curtains or shades. There's only really a couple that fit. So I used these pull down shades in a few places, and then I used the sort of like vertical curtains from Dine Out as well. And those are really about the only kind that I found worked with these gigantic windows. And here right off of the gym is a bathroom. I decided to go all white in here. I just wanted it to be super duper modern, ultra modern. This sink and toilet and shower are all from Spa Day. And that glowing mirror is from Get Famous. So very, very sleek, very modern look for that. I had trouble with the lighting. I think it's because the ceilings are so crazy tall. I mean, these ceilings are just ridiculous that even when you put a whole bunch of ceiling lights, the room still felt really dark to me. So I kept adding more lights and more lights to try to brighten it up. The nice thing is during the day when the sun's out, because there's so many windows, you didn't have to worry about light. But at night, you know, when it's dark and there's nothing coming through the windows, everything just felt so dark. Okay, so now I'm up on the very top floor, and I wasn't really 100% sure what I was gonna do in here. At first, I started with 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and then this huge walk-in closet that I was gonna put. You probably just saw a second ago where I pulled that out. I decided not to do that because I wanted to make this music area. So I figured this rock star probably has an extensive guitar collection. So I think I pulled out every single guitar we have in the catalog. And the only bad part was this was the only shelf. I think these shelves are from the Vampire Pack. These were the only shelves that were wide enough for the 3-prong base of the guitar stand. And they're not really what I wanted, but at least the guitar wasn't hanging off the edge of the shelf. So it worked out in the end. And then I just put mirrors and lights behind it to kind of decorate it. So, and then the grand piano, and then just to the right, I put, what do you call it? Like a trophy, is a trophy case, or a display for all the awards. Because I figured this rock star has got their Grammys and all their Billboard awards and everything on display. So I was imagining that this would be a place where they could practice, where they could perform, or where if they're in a band, maybe the bandmates come over and have a jam session or something. So this is kind of the official music area. I think it turned out pretty cool. And, you know, the thing is with it, when you have this much space to waste, basically, you feel like it's okay to use all these giant, you know, you don't get to put grand pianos in houses very often. So it's kind of fun to get to use all of these really big items that we usually don't have room for. Oh, and then I pulled out these museum displays from Get Famous, because I felt like they looked like, you know how when you go to like a Hard Rock Cafe, they always have like the costumes or the outfits that famous musicians and bands wore. So I imagined that maybe this is like an older rock star where they've toured, you know, for decades. So they have all these outfits from like their tours over the years. See, I was really letting my imagination run wild. So that's why I decided to put those. And really, I just needed some huge things to put on the walls. And so those particular items are gigantic, so it worked out perfectly. Okay, so in this bedroom, this is a combination of Get Famous and vintage glamour stuff in the black and gold. Super tacky, over the top, crazy, just really extravagant. But that's kind of how I was picturing this rock star to be. And so I gave them the little area where they try on their clothes, and they have like this crazy wardrobe, and I made this little seating area by the window. So I kind of imagined maybe their agent comes in here and helps them choose clothes for their night out or something. I don't know. And I just tried to think of every single like over the top thing that I could think of for these bedrooms. So just filling up a lot of space because they're really large bedrooms. The wallpaper is vintage glamour stuff, as well as the bed and the nightstand and the lamps. Yep, and the lamps as well. And then I put a door there to go to the bathroom. Now the bathroom is just as extravagant as the bedroom, going with all the black and gold bathroom items that we got from Get Famous. So the gold swan toilet and bathtub with the shower and everything. So just super extravagant, very, very rich. This is, you know, I put the bathtub by the window, so, you know, really thinking of this super extravagant lifestyle that this rock star is having. And that chandelier is also from Get Famous. I was trying to find some curtains that would fit here, but just wasn't having any luck. And unfortunately, we don't have, in the two styles of pull down shades that we have in the catalog, neither come in black. So that was kind of a bummer. So I didn't get to put those in this bathroom, but I did put them in the other bathrooms. And I added that decal on the floor. I thought that was pretty cool. So this room is really, this is probably what I would consider the master, because it's just completely over the top. And the curtains, I think that yellow kind of blends with the gold pretty well. So I think that turned out pretty good. Okay, so over here is the other bedroom. And I kind of just thought of this bedroom as maybe like a guest bedroom, or I guess if it was maybe two famous people living here together, possibly. So again, I went with a lot of vintage glamour stuff and Get Famous. This time going with the softer gold instead of the bright yellow gold. The softer, kind of more muted gold with white. So the bed and the lamps and the chandelier and the rug and everything are white. And I think that looks really nice. And then I gave them another one of those Get Famous closets. And then this bedroom got the vanity table from Vintage Glamour Stuff. And I put it here by the window. I typically don't like to put furniture up against the window like that, but since there really wasn't a choice because this whole room is basically windows, I think it turned out okay. And I kind of imagine that maybe you're sitting here doing your makeup and you can see out, you know, the beautiful view and everything. So that's kind of nice to think about. I pulled out some makeup from Vintage Glamour Stuff as well. And then over the bed, I chose that huge Cleopatra outfit. I just thought that was very extra, totally over the top. So perfect for this insane apartment. And the bathroom for this bedroom is also in Get Famous, except this time instead of the black and gold, it's the softer, more muted gold with white. So similar, but yet a little bit different. And I just added a few towels. And then just outside of that bedroom, there was kind of this little like alcove area that was right by the window. So I put a little couch and table over there. So I kind of like how all around the house, or all around the apartment, there are these little sort of hidden areas. But this is almost done. I'm just placing a little bit of furniture here. I imagine that maybe if somebody's at the piano playing, that maybe people could sit here and watch. Or there's a microphone over there by the guitars, so maybe they're singing or performing for their friends. So I wanted to put some seating there so people would be able to sit and enjoy the music. So really, that's about it. I don't know. You guys are going to have to let me know what you think, and it won't hurt my feelings if you tell me that I totally failed. I can take it. I would love to hear your opinion. So I would like to do more apartments in the future. So let me know if you liked this or what other apartments that you would like to see. So that's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more builds for me. And you can download this as well as all my other homes in the gallery. My ID is ErikaBuilds. And you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. My username is ErikaBuilds over there as well. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.